that give me the raspberry? Lone Star. It's the starry-eyed Mel Brooks comedy, Spaceballs. Yo ho, movie buffs, I'm Ryan Tucker, and I'll tell you right out of the gate that it's going to be hard for me to not just quote this entire movie for my intro tonight. This is hands down my favorite Mel Brooks movie, with History of the World Part 1 coming in second. There's not a moment in this movie where I'm not laughing. It is the kind of comedy that is relentless, and if I were to choose my death, it would be from laughing too much at Spaceballs. Spaceballs was released in June of 1987. It's an hour and 36 minutes, and it's rated PG. I was giggling away looking up info for this movie when I decided I wanted to talk about John Candy. Then I got a little sad. What a larger-than-life, lovable, and hilarious person. He was born in Ontario on Halloween in 1950. His father died of a heart attack when John was only 5 years old. He went to Canadian Community College and fell for the dramatic arts. And at the tender age of 21, he landed his first TV role in a show called Police Surgeon, which I'd never heard of. And based solely on the title, I thought it was a comedy about a police officer who was also a surgeon, but it's just a quite dull drama of a forensic investigator. I should let you know that I have pitched a half-hour comedy to the producers here at KSPS with myself in the starring role. So be on the lookout next fall for my show, Firefighter Proctologist. In 1976, the floodgates opened for the comedy tsunami that Candy was, when he was cast in the iconic SCTV, playing alongside comedy greats like Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Rick Moranis, and Harold Ramis. The 80s were huge for Candy, and just as a testament to how vast his comedy prowess could be, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles came out the same year Spaceballs did. Spaceballs being just a madcap slapstick comedy, Planes, Trains shows that while being hilarious, he had a tenderness that intertwined in the role effortlessly. This type of role lent itself to his later work in things like Cool Runnings and Home Alone. Candy worked right up until the end of his tragically short life and was about to head to Mexico to shoot his last movie, Wagons East, when he called his best friend, Catherine O'Hara, and told her that he was nervous about going because he felt that something bad was going to happen. He died there in his sleep on O'Hara's 40th birthday from a heart attack. Candy's legacy will continue to live on. I can't think of another comedic performer who has had as big a heart as he did, and I miss seeing him in movies. Actually, there's one other person who has that heart, and it's the sweet Rick Moranis. Typically, Moranis plays the soft-spoken underdog or the mumbly nerd, but in Spaceballs, he is such a jerk, and it's a vast departure from his usual roles that is always refreshing to me, and nobody makes me laugh harder in this movie than he does. Like Candy, Moranis is Canadian-born, but in Toronto in 1953. He went to elementary school with Rush frontman Geddy Lee. While still in high school, he started his entertainment career becoming a radio DJ at 3 Toronto radio stations under the name Rick Allen. He did some comedy radio specials and a few TV pilots like Midweek and a show called 1980, which were sketch comedy shows. Moranis didn't join SCTV until the third season and was the only member to not be an original member of the Second City comedy troupe. By 1980, Moranis was on a ludicrous rise to fame in Strange Brew in 1983, the crazy rad Walter Hill movie Streets of Fire, Ghostbusters, both in 84, and Little Shop of Horrors in 86. Some mega hits, some decent misses throughout the rest of the 80s and 90s, but in 97, his wife died of cancer, and it took a 20-year hiatus from acting to raise his children. He did a few voice acting gigs here and there. Supposedly, there's a Honey, I Shrunk to Something sequel in the works, and a new Ghostbusters reboot, so I'm hoping to see that guy back on the screen soon. Like I said at the top, I can quote this movie verbatim, and it's one of the first adult movies I watched with my son Townsend. It's a bit of a ritual that Townie and I watch comedies together, and at a certain point in Spaceballs, he turned to me and said, "Pop, when I grow up, I'm going to be a comedy actor so we can keep watching comedy movies together forever." Hey there, I can't wait. Now cozy up with your movie buddy and enjoy Spaceballs on Saturday Night Cinema.